Greetings everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Cassandra and you're watching Spotless Mind Tarot. In this series of videos we are going to take a look into what is coming your way for the end of 2023. You can watch this video anytime from the release date to the very end of the year. There will be a total of 12 videos, one for each zodiac sign. I suggest that you watch for your rising, sun, and moon sign. Keep in mind that the messages I receive in these readings are general, so apply them accordingly to your life. All of my readings are audio recorded, and photos of the spread will appear on the screen as we progress through the reading. The format for the readings will go as follows. I will start each reading by taking a look at the current energies that you may be experiencing at the time you are watching this video. Next, I'll take a look at what is coming your way for the end of the year and what you could expect to occur during these last few months. After that, we'll get some advice from your spirit guides and see what they would like for you to know going into 2024. Then I'll pull an oracle card that will tie together the reading for you. The oracle will basically highlight the overall outcome of the year. Thank you for watching, and please hit the subscribe button, like, and share this video. Welcome Pisces, and welcome to your year-end tarot reading. This is good for Pisces rising, sun, and moon placements. So we're finally here, and I do apologize for such a very late video. It wasn't my intentions, but if you've watched the past few videos I've uploaded, then you'll know that I had to take 2 weeks off in November from doing tarot readings, so these readings got pushed back a lot further than I had anticipated. But we're finally here, and we're going to take a look at the end of the year for you guys, see what you could expect here these last few weeks. But because it is so late, I will include the month of January as well. So with the what you could expect portion of this reading may also very well occur or transition into January. But overall, we're taking a look at what you could close here in the year 2023. Today, I am using the Albano Waite Tarot deck and the Urban Crow Oracle, and we're going to go ahead and jump right into it. I'm going to shuffle the cards, and we'll start with your current energies. Okay, so for current energies, we got the Page of Swords, Nine of Swords, and the Knight of Pentacles. So currently at this time here with the Page of Swords, I feel you guys are already looking ahead. You're already like 2 steps ahead of this reading, it seems. It's like you're already in the Capricorn season mindset. You're just totally ready to wrap it up. And I feel a lot of you are more concerned with the astrological New Year than the typical New Year that most of the world celebrates. You guys are looking at Aries season as like the New Year for yourself. If not, I would suggest also including the astrological New Year, which is the start of Aries season into your practice or daily like life, your mindset, like see it as a New Year's, just like December 31st is a New Year's, or I guess January 1st is the actual new year, but you know what I mean. And there's a reason why you're so concerned or you're already looking ahead. It's because of this Nine of Swords we have out. You guys are going through it quite literally. Like you guys are like, I feel you are coming out of such a very, very turbulent time in your life, whether it was emotionally, whether it was, let's say, school, whether it was work, whether it was family. It could be anything. Whatever has dominated the year 2023 for you, whatever was the main focus for you, it has completely worn you out. Like, you guys have reached the final, I'm hearing the final frontier, which is, I don't know, to me, I don't know, that just sounds corny, but it's like you've reached a final breaking point. And I could definitely relate with you guys because I am a Pisces moon myself. So I will relate to this reading a lot as well as a collective with you guys. And so there's definitely a breaking point that you've reached, and I feel you've already reached it. And you may have reached it during or around or as a result of the new moon in Sagittarius, which occurred on December 12th. And I am recording this the day after the new moon, which is December 13th. And so there's definitely a culmination happening here for Pisces placements that has like finalized something that was really heavy and really difficult for you. And then we move into the Knight of Pentacles. And the Knight of Pentacles is how you are seeing yourself or how you want to be in the future. Like, this is your goal, basically. After getting yourself out of the slump, you're going to reach this Knight of Pentacles. So you're going to upgrade from a Page of Swords to the Knight of Pentacles. You're going to go from the Swords energy of air element, of thoughts and intellect and perspective, and changing direction. It's like you're still on your path, but you're changing direction of your path. In fact, I feel like you guys aren't looking back. I know he's looking back on the card. I feel like you're looking back at the past as the past instead of looking back and like staying stuck in the past. You guys are looking back at it. You're looking back at it. You're looking back at it, right? Like, it's back there. It's so, what I'm trying to say, it's separate from you. You're able to look back at it as, how do I say it? I'm sorry, I'm having too much fun with what I'm saying, but you're able to observe it for what it is and not get stuck in it, basically. And so that's the whole already, your guys are already in Capricorn season. So if you're watching this before Capricorn season, like, you're already there mentally. You're already looking forward to the future. And so that brings us to the Knight of Pentacles. This is you quite literally getting back up on your horse. And this is Taurus energy. So this is a feel-good energy. So I definitely see a lot of self-care happening, especially after this Nine of Swords energy, where there's just all this despair and pain and torture and mental agony, depression. You've may had deal with a lot of mental, I don't like to call them disorders. Depression is linked to psychic ability or initiation of some sort, dealing with your demons and things like that, going to the shadow side, which I could definitely relate. I definitely had a very rough year as well. And it's really, from my perspective, is that those dark places that we go to, they're just dark areas of our mind. So they're not necessarily real in the sense that they are our entire existence. It's not, they don't make up our entire life, these dark patches within our mind. They're just dark corners because, a house has a dark corner, okay? Like, it's just inevitable for things to kind of just get stuck there. And so when you go through depression or you go through any kind of mental disorder or, issue, they're just opportunities to clean out those corners and to look into those corners and see what you've subconsciously been stashing away, basically. And for the most part, it is pretty painful because it's stuff we don't want to deal with. However, I feel that you guys have dealt with them and you guys are coming out of those dark places. And I think you are looking at it in that perspective, like I'm saying, as it's just a dark area of the mind. It's not it's not the whole of the mind, that's for sure. And so you guys have really fought to get yourself out of this like victim mentality, even if you knew you weren't a victim. And even though your experiences, your pain, your suffering is very, very valid, you are no longer allowing it to dictate your life. So I feel that you guys still understand and allow yourself to feel these things, but not to the extent of your own personal peace and happiness. And so that brings us to the Knight of Pentacles, where this knight is very strong-willed. He is very confident. He's very grounded. This is Pentacle energy. So we go from the mental air energy to the grounded earth energy. And being rooted, this does deal with the root chakra and then the heart chakra, which the root chakra does also relate to fire. But if you think of roots, okay, that's the earth, that's the mud, that is the soil. And so you guys are like planting your feet on the ground. You're mounting yourself on the horse, you're completely secure and stable. And so you guys are definitely off onto the next chapter. You're ready to go. I feel there's not much else to say. It's almost like you don't even want me to keep talking about like the mental anguish you were going through, because you're finally out of it. And if you're not, as you're watching this video, I feel that you will soon be out of it. We still have a full moon coming up this month. So there's that. And then Venus will move into Sagittarius a day or two after the full moon. And so that's, I love Venus and Scorpio because that's my placement, but I understand it's not for everybody. And it's definitely not an easy one to deal with. Venus does not like to be there. Although, it's hard for me to not be biased because I love Scorpio, but it is uncomfortable. And so once Venus also goes into Sagittarius, you may find more comfort. And that's what this Knight of Pentacles is all about, because this is Taurus. This is comfort and stability, and also like really it's one of the signs of gratitude as well, because they're very materialistic. So generally speaking, Taurus is a sign of gratitude because you are appreciative of the things that you possess and own, versus the energy of, let's say, Scorpio, which is the sister sign or opposite of Taurus, where they're possessive, but it's a darker side of possessiveness, where I would say Taurus is a lighter side or brighter side. Not that any of them are wrong or right, but there's a light and dark to everything. And so, yeah, Venus and Scorpio could really be, I don't know, causing some issues for you guys. But at the same time, I feel that it is clearing a path in a way, because it does trine your sign. This is your fellow water companion, Scorpio. And so there are positive sides to this. And I believe because of the trines that it is building you, it is lifting you. It's very, very uncomfortable, but I really feel Venus is trying to lift you up at this moment. And so basically that is what I'm getting for current energies. Since we are here at the end of December and this video is so late, so I want to go ahead and look at what you could expect, just so we can basically get this over with. And it's definitely what you guys are looking to do. So I'm going to go ahead and shuffle, and let's take a look at what you could expect here at the end of 2023. Okay, so what you could expect here at the end of the year, we got the Ten of Cups, Page of Cups, Three of Wands, and Ace of Swords. So this is like fucking incredible. And I'm so excited for you guys because it's only going up from here. you're at the bottom, and the only way you can go is up. Okay, you've cleaned out that dark corner. Like, there's nothing left to clean. Okay, there might be some leftover residue, some leftover feelings, some leftover thoughts, but it shouldn't trouble you anymore, especially if you do the inner work to prevent that and avoid that as much as possible. The Ten of Cups is, it's like a fulfillment. It's a promise fulfillment. I feel this is the promise from the divine that everything is going to work out and everything is going to be okay. I'm very drawn to the rainbow on this card. And as you may know, rainbows are the symbol of God's promise. And so it is a good sign that you guys are going to be heading in the right direction once you get up on that horse and stabilize yourself and ground yourself. And it's almost like you need to allow yourself to go with the flow, but with the flow of the earth. And so the earth, as you may know, has many valleys and peaks and meadows and things like that, and cities and whatever, right? There's many different elevations, and so there is going to be a journey. It's not gonna just happen overnight. This is a journey, and it's a slow journey, but it is a journey to prosperity and wish fulfillment and just basically all the good things, right? And we have the Page of Cups here. And so this is an energy of being really self-reflective. And this is a good sign for you guys to expect your services needed. So it could be related to career or your personal life or your love life. And so somebody may be seeking your help or guidance or assistance, or you may need to seek the help and guidance and assistance of another. Either way, there's some kind of exchange here of, it's like rub my back and I'll rub yours. So there's a mutual exchange that's going to take place here at the end of the year. And you guys are on the common ground. So it could be with another person. It could be a Libra, Scorpio, or Sagittarius placement, or it could be just like a situation. It could be, I'm getting like a program. So like a computer program, maybe there's a computer program that you buy here or you receive as a gift at the end of the year, and it helps propel you forward in whatever it is that you are pursuing. And so there's some kind of assistance happening here. And so there's an input-output thing happening as well. It's a mutual exchange. And with the Three of Wands, this tells me that you are going to reach that mountaintop. And so you're going to complete the beginning stages of a journey pretty quickly, especially if you act on it immediately. And you may even see the results in Aries season. So whatever seed you plant here around the Sagittarius new moon, you might start seeing the results of it in Aries season. You will see the completion of it in Gemini season, because that is when we'll have the Sagittarius full moon, which is the 6-month cycle of the new moon, which that's how I do my new moon cycles. I know some people do new moon to full moon within that month, but I see new moons from new moon to full moon in that same sign. And so the Sagittarius new moon occurred yesterday, and then the Sagittarius full moon occurs in Gemini season. And so that will be like the final completion of this, but you should see results in Aries season. This has a lot to do with a project. And the project could even be a relationship. So it's a project in the sense of something that you're pursuing and working hard on. And so there's something here in Aries season where, I don't know, there's just something major. I'll just leave it at that, because it could be anything. And who knows how many people are going to watch this video. So I can't be too personal or specific about it. But regardless, you're going to arrive to that state here at the end of the year, regardless. So I know Aries season is quite some time out, but the Three of Wands is all about you already taking that path, choosing that path, and you don't arrive at your destination. It's not exactly the halfway point. It's like you arrived to a new city or a new job. And so it is a new beginning, but you had done some work to get to this new beginning. So it's like, yeah, that's just the best way I could describe it. And then with the Ace of Swords, this is the universe giving you a new outlook on life. And so with your current energies, you're clearing it away and you're changing your perspective here with the Page of Swords. You're looking in a new direction and you're looking at the past as the past. It's no longer a part of you. It's almost like you're looking at it as something that happened like 10 years ago, even though it literally probably just ended for you last week. Like whatever you're finally saying, enough is enough to. Or if it's not something like that, just any kind of chapter that's closing for you. The Ace of Swords comes in here at the end of the year, and it's a renewed state of mind. It's a renewed belief system as well. So that could be spiritual, religious, or philosophy, or just a mindset in general. So like a health mindset. Let's say you haven't been eating well and you've been lazy and unhealthy, and Ace of Swords comes in, and let's say that is your what you're pursuing here. Like that's what's most important to you at this time. And then here at the end of the year, you get a new way of looking at health and fitness and all that stuff. And it's going to help you actually achieve your goals. So the Ace of Swords here is telling me that this new perspective that's coming in, the sword that's being handed to you, which is also a sign of victory, picking up the sword and slaying the dragon or slaying the sea monster, right? It is you taking control as well. And I'm starting to lose my train of thought already. It is just basically, this is what's going to propel you forward. But until you make that change, until you get up on that horse and do the work, you're not going to arrive there. So I do feel a lot of this is how much you're willing to do. How quick enough are you willing to get up on that saddle? What horse are you going to ride in on? Like, are you going to be that bitch or are you not? All right, like that's basically the best way I could describe it. And so there's just going to be a lot of new beginnings here at the end of the year. So going into 2024, I feel you guys are going to feel refreshed and renewed, rejuvenated even. So there's a lot of rest and strife that you've been experiencing. I feel it's been going on for some time. And it might continue a little bit more for the next few years in the sense that Saturn is transiting through Pisces, which is total bummer, right? But at the same time, it is a good opportunity for you to actually do root yourself, because this is Saturn we're talking about. This is all about foundations. And so whatever placement you have, whether it's your rising sun or moon, that's where you want to set root and build a new foundation on. So if it's your rising sign, then it's basically like your entire life. Like, how do you want to set up the next chapter of your life, the next 30 years of your life, basically? And if it's your sun sign, then this is your identity. Like, how do you identify yourself moving forward? And how do you do it in a way that people respect it and take it seriously, or take it for what it is, because it's Saturn. And then this is your moon sign, then that is your feelings and your emotional state. That is your nurture and the way you connect. It is your emotional mind. And so how do you want to I feel for Pisces moons, it's a lot with not being victim to that, because as a Pisces moon, it's really hard. It's a very hard placement, because there's a lot of, I won't get into it, I could go on forever, but there's like a lot of like a disconnect. There's a huge emotional disconnect with other people, although they themselves, like, they feel so much. And so and it's easy for Pisces to get lost. And so wherever it is, if it's your sun sign, it's easy to get lost in your identity. If it's your moon sign, it's very, very easy to get lost in your emotions and in your mind. And your rising sign, it's easy to get lost in the crowd, basically, and get lost in the world itself. And so Saturn, I feel, is going to play a major role as well. So this is like a long-term thing, what I've been discussing the past minute or so. However, I feel like this is like the final like beginning. And we did have Saturn retrograde. We're coming out of it. I can't remember when Saturn went direct. I'm sure it's been a couple months now, but you know, when a planet turns direct, especially the slower moving ones, it kind of takes a while for them to kick up speed again. And so Saturn should be kicking up speed again here pretty soon for you guys. But overall, what you could expect is there's a new beginning, but it's not gonna, it's a different kind of new beginning. So it's hard for me to really describe how I'm perceiving it. But I think you guys get the overall picture here. And I'm honestly not getting much of anything else. This actually might be like the shortest reading. I said that about Aquarius, but it ended up being quite long as like the others. But yeah, like you guys are just, there's something here with Pisces, and it could just be Saturn, like just get straight to the point, like where Saturn is very blunt. It's very, it's forceful, but not like how Mars is forceful, where they kind of just, you know, it's like a stampede with Mars. They kind of just go and don't stop, where Saturn goes, but they know when to stop, you know. It's because they're disciplined. It's a sign of discipline that Saturn rules over Capricorn and Aquarius as well. But just sticking with the whole Capricorn thing, it's you know, there's a maturity to it, and so that could be another thing too. You just might be maturing regardless of your age. You just, you know, when Saturn crosses over the sun as well, you kind of have to grow up really quick. You know, Saturn Sun conjunctions can be like that. It's there's no time to play. And so that might be another theme that you will be picking up on here at the end of the year, that there's no time to play, but at the same time, I feel like you guys are really enjoying yourself because this is exactly what you wanted. You know, it's like that saying where if you love your job, then it's like not work or something like that. I can't think of it right now. But it's like, you know, if you enjoy your job, then it's not really a job because it's just part of who you are, you know, or something like that. It's, you know, it's just another aspect of yourself. It doesn't stress you out or anything. Like, you don't hate Mondays because you love your job, you know, like it doesn't, yeah, you get what I'm saying. And so honestly, that's really all I have for you guys when it comes to what you could expect. I mean, we're here at the end of the year, so, you know, there's not much else to say because there's only 2.5 weeks left at the time that I'm recording this. Again, this will go into January, but my main focus is here at 2023. And so I think that's great because it's almost like there's irony in this reading, how it was released so late, but at the same time, it's like I could see why, in a sense, like as far as my reading goes and this reading goes, that it was meant to be. Like there's no coincidence, or like this was meant to happen, this reading happening now, because this is the message you need to hear right now, basically. Okay, so let's go ahead and get some advice from your spirit guides. So I hope to use this as confirmation. If you don't believe in spirit guides, then this can just be your guardians, your angels, your higher self, the divine, itself, you know, or so it's just however you commune with a higher force that watches over you, basically. And so the advice should be confirmation of anything, or it's just like a reminder of a reminder you can take with you going forward, especially when you go through the whole what to expect portion of this reading. Okay, so for the advice, I actually got 3 cards because 2 cards came out together, and I'll take it. Okay, so I think because I see these 2 cards as like a one like mega card, and so the 2 cards we got for advice from your spirit guides, or you know, the 3 cards we got are the 9 of Wands, and then the Empress and the Lovers. And the 9 of Wands is just a reminder that not to let what you're carrying weigh you down. So you do want to get rooted and grounded, but you don't want the weight of the world and of what you carry to weigh on you, or the weight of whatever this is that you're pursuing, whether it's a relationship, a career, whatever, a lifestyle. You don't want it to overwhelm you, because the 9 of Wands can speak about you're secure, you have all the resources, you have all these wands basically, but it's like at any moment they can fall over. At any moment someone can just come in and take them from you. And so this can speak about needing to detach, and it could also speak about just, I also look at it as like getting things lined up and ready to go, and not having like expectations. Understanding that there's going to be loss in life. Okay, so I feel like this is like an accepting of loss in general, or accepting of what could have been or what could be. I'm also getting something about organizing or categorizing your past experiences. So whatever it is that you're looking back on that you no longer identify with or are caught up in. So like if it was a traumatic thing for you, then it's like you're looking back at it as that was a traumatic experience. I no longer identify with it, and like I'm no longer, it's like when you get a trauma trigger, you basically are reliving that moment, that traumatic moment from when it first happened. And like your brain doesn't know any better. It thinks it's happening again. And so it's really hard when you get stuck in it. And so it's almost like you just avoiding that. It's like you're keeping it at bay. So you're still going to have, regardless of what I'm saying and like whatever it is you're going through, you're still going to have like these issues, these thoughts, these feelings, these whatever, but it's like you've got to organize them and kind of just like put them up on the wall basically, and just like take a step back. That's the best way I could describe it. And then with the Empress and the Lovers coming out together, these are 2 archetypal energies, which we have Venus and we have Gemini. I've mentioned Gemini, so there's that confirmation of the Sagittarius full moon. There's something major that's going to happen. And then Venus, how I mentioned Venus is, I think, giving you guys a hard time, but at the same time, it's building you up, and you should feel a relief here when it moves into Sagittarius shortly after Christmas, shortly after the full moon of this month. This is that feel good energy and just that gratitude, and also allowing yourself to have fun, allowing yourself to feel safe and secure and happy. And I see a lot of it as you granting it to yourself, because maybe in the past you've been struggling to receive it from others, or when you did receive it from others, it was hard for you to feel it because you weren't feeling it within yourself. And so there's a lot of that happening here. And I'm being drawn to the wheat on the card. So that can deal with the asteroid Ceres. It can deal with autumn harvest. It's a the symbol of harvest and abundance as well. Wheat is a sign of abundance. It's also prosperity and like a bunch of other, it symbolizes so many things. And so this is just a reminder of what you already possess within you. You have everything. This is the divine feminine. The divine feminine is whole and complete. The woman, okay, if it offends you, I'm sorry, but woman is complete, okay? She's everything. She is quite literally everything. And so that is the energy and the advice to embody that divine feminine in you, whether or not you are male or female or non-binary or what have you. Identify with that. And then the Lovers here, it's just more that feel good and just being appreciative. I feel like there's just a need to be really appreciative and grateful and not to feel guilty. So like, let's say maybe you're not very appreciative of somebody, and then they give you a gift on Christmas, and then you're just like, why did I take them for granted? Because maybe they give you a gift that's like only like how did they know you wanted that kind of thing? It's like this person knows you so well that they got you a gift that just speaks to your soul. It's like highly personal. So there could be like a situation like that where something happens that's highly personal that you receive, and it just reminds you to be grateful. It reminds you to know that even when it seems like you don't have anybody, even if it seems like nobody's listening or nobody cares, in fact, there is somebody listening, and there are people who care. And so gratitude and also receiving, you have to be able to receive to be grateful. I know some signs or some people it's hard for them to receive for whatever reason. And so that's just like another message I'm getting. And so the advice here is just to understand and know that you're stable. You're good. Like I sincerely feel you guys are closing a chapter, and it's quite ironic because with Aquarius, if you have any Aquarius placements, I highly recommend you watch that video. They were closing a book, basically. And I told them, it's like, yeah, you're closing a chapter, but like you're on the last line of a book here at the end of the year. Like you are done with whatever it is you're going through or whatever life you've experienced up until this point. And I channeled that line for them. You're on the last line of a book on Twitter. On Twitter, in which I'll post the tweets up on my Instagram. You can find a link for that below. And on Twitter, I like made these posts. I set a sign and then wrote like a line, and all of it up until I forget which sign it was. Capricorn, I believe. I just wrote down like things that relate to the sign based on the readings I did here at the end of the month. And for Pisces, because I hadn't done your reading yet when I wrote these tweets, I said, it's on the horizon. And that's exactly what the Three of Wands is. It's you looking to the horizon. And so it's here. It's here. You haven't reached the final destination, but it's on the horizon. And so I think it's important to approach with a fresh mindset, the Ace of Swords, and a feel-good energy, the Empress and the Lovers, because it's bringing me to this other quote. It's in the movie Princess Mononoke, which I just watched yesterday. And it's said by the wise woman in the beginning where she says, you cannot alter your fate. Let me get it right. She said, you cannot alter your fate. However, you can rise to meet it. And so that's what I'm getting. It's like, how do you want to meet your fate? And I definitely agree with that. I definitely don't think like, we're fated to do certain things or have a certain life. at the same time, how you arrive, how you mentally go there is entirely up to you. So you could arrive with all the feel good energy, or you could arrive with all the baggage and victim mindset. And, you know, even if you were actually a victim, don't get me wrong, I'm not here to discredit your experiences or invalidate them, because trust me when I say I'm right there with you. And I definitely feel a shift away from that. I myself am no longer allowing something to destroy me, as it has been for quite some time now. And so, you know, I'm with you in the sense that we are going to rise together and meet this, whatever's on the horizon, with it's like being free and just brand new. Okay. It's like a brand new baby. And that's what you are. You guys are baby. Okay. Like you're a brand new baby right now. Like it's just, it's quite wonderful, honestly. And so that's the advice I got for you guys. And so there is some kind of like, it's almost like, I don't know how to describe it. It's a quiet relief. That's how I'm feeling it, because I can't describe it. There's this quiet relief, a quiet release. There's something in you that has died, or something in you that you've let go. And it's like, what more do I have to say? Okay, so I think that's good. I think I got the message out for you guys. And before we go, I'm going to pull an oracle card. And this oracle card is going to wrap up this entire reading for us. So it is like additional advice, but basically it's going to combine this reading into one card and simplify everything I just said. And so I'll put it up on the screen along with the book, the description of the book. And so I suggest that you do screenshot it and keep it with you and look at it and refer to it, because it's going to carry an important message. And so I'm going to pull the oracle card, and then I'll give you your channeled song here, which I think you guys will really like, and then we'll close the reading. As I'm shuffling, I'm receiving the message that there's nothing to dwell on here. There's nothing to dwell on anymore. And I think that's why this reading is just so quick, and it's like I'm not dragging anything along. I feel like in other readings, I tend to kind of drag things a bit. But you guys, it's just like there really is no looking back. And then when you do, it's almost like it's another lifetime ago, regardless of even if it just ended yesterday for you. Like it's a lifetime ago. It's gone. There's nothing more you could do. That it's over. And it's a beautiful thing, honestly. I know it's hard, but what you went through was hell. Trust me, I know. I mean, the Nine of Swords is just complete agony, but like you could take a deep breath now. You could breathe. Everything's safe. Everything's okay. Okay, and the oracle card we got for you guys is number 42, routine. In the book it says, every morning I watch the crows return to my neighborhood, and every evening I see them as they depart. It is like clockwork. The crows have a routine that they have stuck with for as long as I can remember. Routine speaks to the things we do out of habit because it is part of who we are, what is expected of us. In many ways, it is routine that creates stability. However, it can also lead to stagnation or getting into a rut. Ask yourself, are you in a routine that makes a foundation for success, or are you merely going through the motions because you don't know what else to do? And that's just like exactly what I've been talking about. Like you're ready to move on from a certain mindset you have that completely weighed you down. And I'm actually going to link a video below that I watched the other day. I actually watched it yesterday, so it's crazy like how it's all tying in together today. That talks about how the mind can heal itself, or the mind can the mind can heal the body or the mind can completely destroy the body, which I think a lot of us know. And this isn't like new information to me, but it is good to get like a refresher. And so I highly recommend watching this video. I'll leave a link for it in the description and check it out, because it's all about the whole mind body connection and how it's like the whole self-fulfilling prophecy thing. So yeah, just check it out. I don't want to drag. I think that's all I really need to say. And the channeled song I got for you guys, I'm so excited because it's such a beautiful song. Like every time I hear the song, like I get really emotional because it's so beautiful and it's so beautifully sang. And it is Ariana Grande, and the song is called Imagine. And so if you're not familiar with channeled songs, basically music is like the foundation of our entire existence. Like everything is quite literally a song. The universe is a vibration. It is a sound. It is a frequency, which is music. And so you can receive divine intuitive messages through music, whether it's the lyrics, the instrumentals, the key that it is in, the rhythm of it, whatever. Like you can just have a spiritual connection. Of course, be very mindful of what you're listening to, because there are, dark music, which has its time and place, I suppose. But you want to, when you listen to music in a way to receive messages, it's just connecting to it. And so there might be a message in that song, or just like a reminder, or it's just, I don't know, it's a really nice song. So I highly recommend you check it out, okay? And so that's going to do it for this reading, Pisces. If you haven't yet, please hit the subscribe button, tap the notifications bell, and like this video. By liking this video, you help to push it into the YouTube algorithm for other people to find. Follow my profile on Instagram at Spotless Mind Tarot. Replace the I in mind with the number 1. If you would like to book a private reading with me, my readings are available on my Etsy shop, kaleidoscopeescape.etsy.com. Also, do me a huge favor and drop a comment below on this video. Let me know if this reading resonates with you or if it doesn't resonate with you. It also lets me know that you are here with me. So when I do more Pisces videos, then I'll know who to channel into and who to tap into, assuming you're going to come back for that, which I actually have plans to do more of the zodiac videos. In fact, I might just do only zodiac videos. We'll see. So thank you so much for watching. I'm very grateful for your presence, and I will catch you in the next video.